have another huge guest in the waiting room. She's been waiting patiently, and we appreciate this. She will also be fighting that night. She will be fighting in her second in a row huge rematch. Huge rematch. She just came off a rematch with Christine Faria, and now she's going to get to welcome back to the BKFC her former opponent, Beck Rollins. Her name is Hart Beltran, and she's here with us. Britton.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
What is going on? How are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I obviously working hard with being, less than 2 weeks before the fight. So it's just going nonstop, busy. Almost missed this interview. So super glad. I was happy to wait patiently because I was like, oh my God, it was 9:18. Walked in the front door. Holy shit. What a roller coaster this last few months have been, really. But this last few weeks have been great.
I mean, you've had a lot on your plate lately, and if you wanted to be late for us, you could have been late. You're welcome here anytime you want, and plus, you had to anticipate Elvin's internet fucking up at least 4 or 5, 6 times. You know what I mean?
I wanted to jump in on this conversation so bad. I just love Elvin. Just big shout out to him and doing what he's doing. I love training with him down in Puerto Rico. I love him and his positive attitude and energy. His whole family is so amazing. So super happy to see him on there and smiling and pumped for his fight.
Hell yeah. And you guys get to
not
fight.
smiling, that guy.
Yeah, like we just said in that interview, the only time I've ever been to an event where he's not fighting and he's there in the audience and he's there amongst the people. The only time I've seen him not smiling is that night with Palomino when they were shoving each other in like the 1 second, and then he was probably back to smiling 5 seconds later anyway. So it was a great time. But Britton, you got a huge fight coming up. Like you said, you had a very busy, tumultuous last couple months since your last fight. You were supposed to fight, I believe, in Jackson, Mississippi, correct? You were supposed to fight in Jackson?
No, it was actually Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha. Yeah, you were supposed to fight in Omaha. It got canceled and moved to now. We don't want to really like bring up anything bad stuff, but for anybody that wasn't watching or doesn't know the story, would you like to just go over real quick what happened and then we'll get into your fight?
Yeah, so it was just, my title fight in February, I lost. And I mean, it was really hard. It was definitely, like I said, it's crazy. I've only watched the fight one time, so it's not like I've gone over and over and over. I only watched it once, and I was just like, all I know is that I didn't win. And it was definitely a rough turnaround for me. And I was just feeling, I was going back to the gym and trying to just train and be positive. And for a few weeks, I really was. I was like, look, it's a fight back in the gym, but I was just feeling so tired and like super drained and thinking I was just really depressed from the fight. Find out that it's really just a crazy hormonal change because I'm pregnant. And I'm finding this out like right as I'm getting the terms of the Beck Rollins fight, and they had just announced it on BKFC's like whatever fight night that was going on, and I was like, oh man, I've got to tell him that I just found out that I'm pregnant, and going through that. But then there's this whole thing, that whole superstition: don't tell anyone until you're 12 weeks. So it was like really holding back, like, I'm feeling like I really wanted to fight. I'm really still upset about the loss in February. So I'm really just, like most fighters, when they lose, they want to go back and prove it and get that redemption and build back up and try again, so to speak. So I was kind of like in a really hard place emotionally. And then right before Joey's fight, we, started to shift the gears. We were really happy. I was having really hard time sleeping, and Joey bought me like that cool pregnancy pillow thing. So we were starting to have like the highlights and the joy of like what this new step was going to bring. Mm-hmm. So right before Joey's fight, he wanted to hear the heartbeat so he could announce it at his fight. And that's when we found out. We went, and it was just devastating. It was not expected. They said there is no heartbeat. There's a huge problem. So Joey had to go in his fight, and I'm just like, man, and and props, big shout out to David Feldman, because I felt like the world was gonna hate me and be so mad at me for like this fight, pulling out because I'm pregnant and then not being pregnant. It was such a nightmare. I was like all over the place on really where my mind should be mentally. And now like looking back on it, like who cares about me losing the fight and losing this Beck fight, losing this opportunity, and what I feel like it did to Joey was way worse than any fight. So going through that, and then it's a lot more complicated than it sounds,
Wow.
because what it was is like basically, it's I hate talking about it, but at the same time it's good because not a lot of people really know. And it was something I was on my phone googling and searching up and just desperately reaching out to help to other people because I didn't know what the hell was going on. They're saying that there's no heartbeat, but I'm definitely pregnant. I'm having all this classic signs. I'm still having positive tests. I'm not, TMI, I'm not bleeding, I'm not cramping. So what the hell's going on? And basically the term is called like a silent abortion, which is not really abortion, but it's when you miscarry and you don't realize it. And
Wow.
so anyways, that's kind of what happened, and it took a long time. I actually ended up having to go back to the doctor several times because I was just hoping,
Jeez.
my body would get rid of it naturally and reset naturally, but I actually needed a lot of help with it. So it was just I was even gonna fight May 12th, and everyone else was like, no, don't do it. Like your body needs time to rest. And even with this fight, you know, it was crazy when he said we're gonna post. He's like, "Don't worry, you're not losing your opportunity. We're just gonna postpone it." And I was like, "Wait, what?" Apparently, no one else wanted the opportunity. No one else really wanted to step up, and this seems to be like the fight that has to happen. So the fact that they would postpone it for me to get through this, emergency was you know, definitely something for me. I was like, I have to take that for what it's worth. My fight didn't get canceled. This is something that really tragically happened to me. Maybe if I didn't have this fight, I would be like, who knows? I've definitely had some problems in my past with, like alcohol and substance abuse. And so, I don't want to be depressed and go down that rabbit hole again. So training for
Wow.
this fight has been really life saving in a lot of ways. Mentally putting that effort, it's a very good distraction for me and Joey. It's something we love to do. I love fighting, and I really want this rematch against Beck won, and I'm really like suffering from my loss in February, and I'm really suffering from this recent loss. So I feel like I just need this fight, man. I need this
Yeah.
fight, and I need this win because I really need to like find some way to reset to normal from losing, in 2018, normal from losing earlier in the month, and normal from losing a part of myself and my future just a couple months ago.
I Brayton, I'm so sorry to hear all that. And I honestly, I can't believe how strong you are to come on here and actually talk about this. We wouldn't want to pry that deep into your life. We knew something happened and but we would never have said it. But you coming out and saying that and sharing that, thank you.
Right.
We're very sorry to hear that. But you're such a strong person. I can't believe that, you would put that out there for the world because it helps other people. And as you said, getting it out helps instead of bottling it up and stuff like that. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, you're an inspiration to a lot of people, and you have a huge support group and a huge fan base that loves you. And yeah, really thank you for opening up about that because a lot of people were worried. They saw that there was, I think there was like something posted that there was like a medical emergency or something like that, but there was no other real details about it, or there was something like that. And
Right.
really, no, you didn't have to open up like that, and that's really
Yeah.
brave
And that's what I
brave of you to
felt
do
like.
that. So
I felt like honestly, I have to say, if it wasn't for my fans and friends and, family that I have, I might not even be this strong. Like, it's really their energy that I'm taking to be able to speak about it because, I felt like at first I owed everyone an explanation on why, like, because I was very reserved and pulled back. And at Joey's fight, a lot of people were like, "Oh, we're excited for your fight," and it was so hard, like, to not just break down. I just wanted to get past it for Joey's fight because I felt like, really, really bad for that, for my partner, and sucking that up. I know I broke down a couple times, and people were probably like, "Whoa, what is going on with you?" And
It's a lot to
I
go
I
through.
felt
Come
like
on.
at the end it would have made sense if I explained exactly, like, what they say, the best policy is the truth. And I just felt that way. And when I did, the amount of love and support I got back, I really feel like it gave me the strength and power to get through the days, get through this fight camp, and get through like moments like this to just be out there. And yeah, it sucks, man. And I'm not the only person that's gone through it. And it's scary if you've never been through it before or don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's something that I've never experienced. Like I can't even imagine. And like we said, your bravery through the whole thing, it's unbelievable. And now you have this huge opportunity to get back in the ring and on the biggest stage, on the biggest event they've ever put together against a familiar opponent that's been away from the sport for a long time. And a lot of people think she kind of like took her belt and ran off to Bellator, you know what I mean? And you fought her. That was your debut fight,
It
correct?
was.
That was your debut fight. For
It
people that the difference between Britton Beltran then or Britton Hart then to Britton Beltran now is leagues and leagues apart from each other. I can't even imagine how excited you are. Can you get excited about this fight, or are you just happy to get back in there and get back on that horse?
I think it goes all together, it really does. I've always wanted the rematch against Beck. I felt like really it should have happened probably before Christine, just to be like chronological. So I feel like it kind of jumped out of order, but she did kind of run, out to Bellator after her contract was finished. I do have some mixed feelings and bitter feelings towards her, due to the split decision robbery loss that I got, what was said after. I kind of felt like when I fought Paige, she kind of gives like these half-ass compliments, and I've noticed that from her, that maybe that's just her personality, but it can kind of rub you the wrong way. But I think too, really, I don't really have, you guys have seen me face the best names. I mean,
Mhm.
been there, done that. That's really the bottom line when it comes down to me. I fight the toughest, whoever, whenever, and when I'm going through crazy shit and stress and turbulent times, I'm definitely one for a fight. And I think, with this going in here, it's night and day. I mean, really, the
It
last
really
name
is.
says it all. I mean, I've truly leveled up. I'm a Beltron now. You know, I'm seriously leveled
Oh
up,
yeah.
and you have to be like literally stupid to think that I'm not a totally different person from watching that fight to watching even my last fight that I lost, is still a tremendous improvement. Um, but yeah, I think, for this, I'm excited because I'm nervous too. I'm definitely nervous, but I'm excited because I keep replaying where I was with her, and where she is now and where I'm at now are totally polar opposites. You're talking about when I first fought her, she was training, she was the shit, she was the poster child, UFC, blah blah blah. I was out of a YMCA training, running with like, the cows in Virginia, as Pro Gonzalez would say, freaking nothing, really just training myself, begging people to work with me. I really went in with, very limited resources, but I went in with a few people believing in me, and that's all I needed. And I got a split decision.
Right.
Now,
And even technique wise, if you go back and watch Britain in that fight, just the way you held your hands, and like at times it was almost like your lead hand was behind your, it was like your hands were backwards. And now you're a technical fighter. You've been through a couple different gyms. You've trained with some of the best coaches out there. It's
Exactly.
really an unbelievable difference. I can't wait to see it.
Yep.
Speaking of gyms, you're at a new gym.
I am. Surprise.
Where are you now?
All right, so I'm over at KO Zone with Ryan Perez and all the Howard Davis, Go Go, and it's really awesome. It's four of us, so it's really really good energy too, and to be around new people it kind of sparks me too, because I feel like some people only know you from like social media or fights. They don't really get to know your work ethic in the gym. Like, what do you do behind cameras? What do you do when the phones are put down? What do you do when it's all blood and sweat and tears? And having new people see that, and me seeing it from them, is really like a really good turnaround. I really, really like it. They're definitely new people, and we're gelling and meshing together great. I mean, we
Nice.
really are. We get closer every day. So I really, really like this guys. I really like Ryan Perez. I think that he's a big his Instagram or name is the BKFC cheat code,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's I can
I-
I can see it.
Is
I
he the
can really
cheat
see
code?
why. And I'm super happy. Oh, another person there I really want to shout out is Danielle Pitbull. I mean, she's not really a BKFC fighter, but dude, she knows her shit. She trains every day. She also has a boyfriend that trains Josh, and that's cool to see another fighting power couple. But she's like mind blowing in my psyche right now, because she's such a tough fighter and she's my sparring partner,
Yeah,
but
wow.
she's like mimicking the way Beck would fight, which really isn't her fight style. And like she really like goes all out for me. And just to see someone change their game plan, change their fight style, and like really stop what they're doing to focus on me and like, no, you're not doing this right, do it like this, and stop and slow it down for me, is really been like eye opening and like soul touching to me. Like that someone would stop and take their time to make me a better fighter. And I really think I get that from her and Ryan and the other guys too. Their energy's awesome and contagious. And they're over with Joey sparring and having a freaking great time with Joey. And so it makes me feel happy. He's over there with the guys doing his thing. And then I'm really trusting in Ryan and really gelling with Danielle. So it's really been really great for my fighting spirit.
So Britain, a couple weeks ago we had Howard Davis on. Maybe last week we had him on, right? And I asked him. I said, man, Ryan Perez is putting together like a super team over there. You guys got somebody. They got Vinny at 125. You got Jared at 135. Howard at 145.
Yep.
155. You got Duran. You got Go. You got Jeremy Smith. You got all these guys. I was like, "Do you got any females in that gym that we should be seeing, as part of the team soon?" And he made like this smirk, and he like looked off camera, and he was like, and he like smiled. He was like, "I think we got a couple, but," and he like looked off camera again. And he was like, "Yeah, we got a couple." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Who
I
the
can't
fuck are you?"
say.
Oh yeah, I'm like, "Who the fuck you got over there?"
Yeah, I think we were kind of like hush about it. Like maybe we should
Hmm,
make a surprise, like, oh shit. But then I think I don't think that we expected to really have the relationship we have. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of like, come on, you're in Miami, try it out. Like, you're here. Why not? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Something, I'm not gonna say, I don't feel comfortable saying it on camera, but something happened. It's kind of like the stars are aligning. Like everything happens for a reason. So something kind of happened, and I was like, you know what? I've really been dying to work with Ryan, and so is he. He's always offered and left his door wide open. I feel like this is really the chance and the opportunity. Like, let's just go over there. Let's try it one day. And man, we went over there one day and we're instantly hooked, and we haven't missed since then. It's been a
awesome.
solid 2 or 3 weeks now of you know being there. We get there early, like me and Joey, and it's cool. Ryan, as soon as he seen Monday, he was like, man, you guys are on time and early. I already like you. but we're already there early. We wait for the other guys. We talk while we're stretching, shadow boxing, and we're just like everything is clicking. The instructions are clicking. The pad works in clicking. We just have that flow and go, and you can really see the excitement building between a fighter and a coach. That's really nice to see, and I really think that we have that going. So it's we just couldn't like make it a surprise for everyone. We just had to go out and put it there, and yeah, man, I'm really trusting in this. I think I'm a really great fighter when it comes to being, a controller. And if my coach says X triangle square, I'm doing it. And I'm trusting in the process that we got the right triangle X square.
Well, so your corner on June 24th, we'll see Perez and Joey in the corner. What else? Who else is going to be out there with you?
Yeah, I'm still gonna have my OG Marcus Luck come down.
Nice.
I'm really
Nice.
excited. He did have a fight. He was actually gonna be in Poland, so that was another crazy little loophole. But that fight ended up getting canceled, so he's still coming and tag along anyways. So he's just, I'm excited for him to see, the new things. Like that's always been something with him. Some coaches don't like that when you go away or like switch up and they can get like salty with it. And he's always been someone that's like, man, ride or die. I started this with you. You go somewhere, you come, he goes, he comes. But at the end of the day, we just want each other to do good, and that's what you should. Real love, like I said, it's a Bible verse. Love does not get jealous, it doesn't envy, it doesn't boast. And that's really what me and Marcus Luck have. Like, he always wants me to do good, and if I go somewhere else and learn something, I always go back. And he might even tell me, he's like, that's trash, don't do that. Or I'd be like, oh, that's cool, I like that. And we'll add to it or build to it. But his energy just keeps me kind of safe. And I really just want to make people proud at the end of the day. And so he's someone, along with like Coach Hoss out in California, whether they're my corner training me every day, there's somebody I really want to make proud at the end of the day, no matter who I'm with, that I can go in there and execute and come back a better fighter. Cause I feel like really that's all they want at the end of the day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. I think everybody's ready to see you get back in there. They all really love to watch you fight and support you. There's a few questions in the comment section. I guess I should probably read a few of them. Somebody asked, I don't remember where it went, but who do you think wins that Faria versus Taylor Starling fight? Somebody asked that question.
You know, it's cool. I'm not. I'm gonna keep it very basic. Christine.
Christine. All right, all right. There was another one back there. God damn it, Mike. Are you looking at these things? Because I fucking
Yeah, but I don't know I can't read your mind.
No. There was actual questions, asshole. Jesus. Hey.
Next one right here by Hannah. Hannah, second question of the
My
night.
favorite.
When does the feeling that you won really hit? Is it when your hand is raised? Is it after that? Like, when does it hit?
You know what? It's very different each fight. There's some fights I'm like, man, like for example, the Paige Van Sant fight. And it wasn't that I didn't think I won. It's just in my head, I'm like mentally screwed up to where I think that if I don't knock you out, I'm not gonna win. I'm not the favorite. Everyone's like, I'm really always the underdog. I'm always the B side. I'm the journeyman. Been there, done that. And to beat someone big, I've gone through so many highway robberies. It's just part of the game. But I was really sad after the Paige fight because I was like, I didn't knock her out. I didn't win. And so when they said I won, I was like, legitly, the feeling speech was totally inspired by, when you think you can't, you can. So that was cool. For the Pearl fight, I knew I won. For the Christine fight, I was hoping I won, but I was,
The Christine fight was a lot closer than everybody thought. It was that. I mean, I think it was the last round. She kind of like dominated. I think it was the last round. She dominated the last round, and that kind of like swayed the judges in the end. But up until that point, I'm pretty sure, and I think I was one of them that had you guys 2-2 going into the fifth.
Everyone around us did.
Yeah, I think I have to go back and watch it again because I don't remember. But
I think that's fair. I score myself winning 2 rounds, 100%. and
Yep.
I score her 1 round 100%.
And then the
There are
other one was
2
close.
rounds that are like they could have gone either way. They were too close. So, with that being said, there's part of me wants to be like, man, I should have won because I feel like I dominated 2 rounds. But then she dominated 1 round, in 2 of the rounds, it just depends what you look at. But I get it. It's fair. I'm not gonna bitch about it. It is what it is.
Here we
But
go.
I'm glad that at the very least, we can say, hey, it was better than the first one with the second round doctor stoppage.
Yeah.
I told everyone that bitch can't knock me out. No, but you can't knock me out. Can't really even knock me down. Beck, it's ruled a slip, so we're keeping it a slip. I've not been knocked down, so it's not gonna happen. So I at least proved that, and whatever. We'll take it and celebrate the small victories. But yeah,
Here's a question. Here's a question from your biggest fan. Literally, your biggest, probably in size,
I don't know who that
size
is.
and stature.
You'll know.
His name is Big Ben. Ask Britt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, all
he's definitely up
7 foot,
there.
all freaking 6'8" of this guy. Ask Britt if she gets a clean KO. What's next? You want another shot at whoever wins that Faria Taylor fight? Is that what's next? If you go through her?
I think that would be, obvious. I think that it's gonna happen. It's kind of, honestly, I was gonna make a fuss about it if they didn't make that fight. Speaking to Misfit versus Taylor, because I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense because if me I could challenge Christine and go right back for the belt for her, and then if me and Taylor fight, then it's just gonna be Taylor's never gonna make it to Christine. She's gonna be cashed out basically. But now if Taylor fights Christine and loses to her, it's gonna be like, oh well, you lost to the champ, but Britain lost to the champ too. It builds and sells for a better fight in the long run. So I think that's an interesting fight no matter what. So it's gonna be kind of interesting to look at it. So I think based on that fight, who knows? It could be some crazy underdog story, and that's why we love it. And something can happen, but maybe there's a huge injury and they can't fight immediately. So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking pulling up a crazy little, what do they call it? Like card up my sleeve, kind of being inspired by the Brito Palomino fight with the champion versus champion. I'm kind of looking at this 115 division that's being built up in BKFC.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of saying, you know what? These 115 girls are good, but are they good enough? Let's go and have Britain see, because I walk around at 123. I'm going to throw a scale after I beat Beck Rawlings in the middle of the ring. I'm going to step on it, show everybody what I weigh, and then I'm fighting these big bitches and winning against these bigger people. Why don't we go ahead and everyone knows me as the people's champ, and whatever, but I want to be a real champ. Let's go down to 115, put a belt on it, and then have the 115 versus the 125 champ and make it for the pound for pound. Who is the best female of all? Not just the difference between the 115 weight class and the 125. And I really think I have the ability to pull it off. And I think it would be really, really great. So
I'm all in.
I'm kind of thinking that.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Let's see it. I want to see it.
That, you know what? I bet you a lot of 115-pound girls' ears perk right up when you say that too, because they like, no offense to any of them, they need a name like you to go down there and fire that fucking division up. And like, you go down there, I wonder who they would match you up with. Honestly, you fought Jenny already once, but they got Andy Wynn down there. You got Teresa Segala, who's a freaking a warrior. It would be a hell of a move going down there. I love it. By the way, your coach, your newest coach, is in the chat here. He says the thing I enjoy about working with Britton is she listens and is a perfectionist. She's coming for Beck's neck. So there's the cheat code himself speaking on you.
See, oh good. Well, you heard me say all these things naturally. Like I really am. Like and it's good to see that, because I know it's hard to find fighters, and sometimes when you don't really know them, you wonder if they are listening or if they're hard or difficult to work with, especially females. But man, I'm like I said, me and him earlier, we have that gel. When he tells me, it's easy to listen because I really trust him. And a lot of fighter coaches relationship, you need that trust and understand the credibility behind them, that they really know what they're doing and they want you to win. And I definitely see that with him, and we look forward. Really, 10 to 12 is like the best part of our day. It's really been like that. So I have to say thank you for that, because that
Awesome.
feeling, from what I've been through emotionally, just looking forward to that slot in my day has just been such a huge help.
Yeah, that's great. I feel like with all that you've gone through in the last few months, you do seem like you're a pretty good place right now. You seem like you're very motivated to go in there and get this win. Michael Quigg in the comments is already matchmaking for you. He says Andy Wynn is the matchup to make. No question. Book it after this fight. I mean, we don't want to take up too much of your time here. You've been an open book with us as always. You're always welcome back to our show anytime you want. But you have any last closing thoughts before we let you get out of here?
I was about to say, wow, I don't get a speed round this time.
We didn't want to do a speed. I mean, oh God.
Wow.
Listen,
I'm upset. My
Oh
feelings
no!
are hurt.
Mike,
No.
fire it up. We always got backup questions.
We've got I mean, we can pull out some questions here. So we anticipated doing like a 20-minute block, but with you, we figured we'd go a little bit longer because we
You
just
got
always
so much shit
keep
going on.
You know, there's a lot going on. We haven't talked to you for a while, so we're like, what? We're gonna end up talking to her for like 40 minutes, and look at where we are, an hour and 1 minute. So yeah, but we always have questions. We have questions queued up. Let's go back in the question and
Mike,
let's ask you. Here's a good
Yeah,
one.
come on, give me 3 speed round, and then I'll let. It looks like I'm holding. I'll let you guys go.
If you owned a
Joey's over here
yacht,
laughing.
what would you name it?
Oh man, the Titanic.
What? Why would you
Yeah.
What do you think that would like? You'd have to knock on wood. I mean, what's going on here? You think it's just gonna sink or what?
First off, I love the Titanic. I reference it in a lot, and everything reminds me of it a lot. But it's funny because they were like doing this like rebuilding, like reenactment of the Titanic, and I was like, oh my god, let's go! This would be so cool. And Joey's, why would you want to go on the Titanic? But I guess then why would you want to be a bare knuckle fighter? So I just guess it goes hand in hand. But I love the Titanic, and I just think it would
You're
be
gonna get on the front of
such
it.
a memorabilia,
Joey?
one of a kind name.
You think Joey's gonna say, "I'm the king of the world"? I'm the king of the world. I can see him doing it. Actually, I
make him do it all the time. Anytime we're on a boat or wind, I'm like, hold me like the girl off the Titanic.
Rose.
I've never seen that movie.
I haven't.
Never.
What?
Yes, never seen it.
Wow,
and my wife actually thinks I'm fucking insane because I've never seen it.
Oh my god, it's the best. You have to see it. There's so many references in it that are like used on a daily.
Oh, it's good. I mean, it's a good movie.
Maybe I'll
maybe
I will watch it before I go down to Fort Lauderdale.
History class field trip to see that. But here's the second question: what rule would you add or subtract from bare knuckle fighting?
Apparently headlocks aren't allowed, so I would add headlocks in a heartbeat because apparently I'm pretty natural at them.
There you go. That was a good quick answer. Your mother's in the chat, and she says, ask Britton about this new reality show her and Joey are doing. Are you guys doing a reality show?
Oh yeah, that's right. I can't believe I didn't tell you guys. There's so much to talk about.
Is this real?
We can't tell you what this show is because we have to wait for it to be released and for them to do it. But we just actually talk about being mind blown, busy and crazy. But we just shot it today and it's really badass. It's gonna be epic cool. And so this gives you guys something to really have your wheels turning. I had to beg Joey to do it. Then on the way to the place to do it, he was so nervous and like so caught up in it that I actually felt bad. I was like, man, I shouldn't have forced him to do this. This is really wrong of me. This man really loves me because he's really upset about this. But
I can't believe you guys got a reality show.
Yeah, and then after it was the one of the best adrenaline rushes I've had in a while. And Joey's face from being like serious, thinking like not talking to anyone, to he was just like, his face was so happy and like full of like energy. Yo, we were pumped. We were stoked. It was an adrenaline rush like no other. And we were just out there. We talked about it for like 2 hours nonstop on how great and fantastic it was. And like when it comes out, I really feel like me and Joey are really gonna like solidify yet another reason why we're like the bombest, dopest couple, the hardest, most badass, like Bonnie and Clyde you guys have ever met. So it went really good. So, anyways, if that like is
Where
a
is this? Where is it
teaser,
going to be? Is it going to be on a network channel, or is it going to be on the internet? Where are we going to find this thing when it comes
so
out?
it's on a YouTube. It's so when I say reality TV, but you know, everyone's watching like Hulu
Yeah.
and YouTube on their TV anyways. But it's on a YouTube channel that has 10 million subscribers.
Holy shit! I cannot wait to see this.
So it's pretty popular. People talk about it. If I told you, you probably know what it was. But I've told a few people, like my closest friends, like I said, not who's not gonna watch this interview, and they're like, "Whoa, no way!" And oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this before your fight. You're crazy. So it was definitely, you know, high risk, high reward kind of thing. And which is why I think Joey was so nervous and paranoid because it was very close to my fight, but it couldn't have worked out perfect. It couldn't have been better. It was awesome. And another thing off my bucket list. And like I
Wow.
said, just ultimate adrenaline rush.
Well,
I have a couple more. Can you
Cool.
do two more?
Oh, I can't. I look forward to this part of the interview.
Now
more
I
than
feel
anything.
so bad.
yeah. Well, okay. All
So
right,
let's
go
do
ahead,
this.
Mike. What
Since
do you
your
got?
mom's in the comments right now, what's the most trouble you've ever been in?
Oh boy.
I probably shouldn't answer that, but a lot. How about that? Can we the most I've been all right, how about that's just it. So I got out of jail once and at 5 a.m. and was like, yeah, you know, I'm good. I get out and I go home. I don't shower. I eat, but I'm like just chilling. And at 8 o'clock, I get a knock on the door, and it's a police officer who has a warrant for my arrest. And I'm like, I just got out. What is wrong with you? I was like, come back tomorrow. He's like, I can't do that. And I'm like, yeah, you can. I haven't even, let me just shower. Wait outside 20 minutes so I can shower so I can go because chances are I'm probably not getting back out. He's
Did he
like,
let you shower?
you know, I don't remember to be honest with you, but he was really cool about it. I think he was like, look, I'm gonna wait out here. You got 15 minutes. And I don't think I showered. I think I did something else instead. But anyways,
Badass Britton Beltran.
that was probably the most. And then I got, you know, like I said, it goes into a long story, but I got really, you know, screwed with like pineapple no lube when I went in that day. So it was a lot of trouble.
Fuck. Oh man. All right. Well, great
Sorry.
answer.
All right.
We're just going with
Britton,
this
your
open
mom.
book thing today.
Yeah, I love it. Your
Yeah.
mom's in the comments though. You don't want to incriminate yourself too much.
I
I
figured
know,
you were
right?
gonna
I'm
tell
like,
us like a home story
is
from
she the
like
one
your
who
mom getting
prompted
mad
that
at you.
question?
Like really, man.
I don't think so. Go
I
ahead,
know. I
Mike.
was like, gosh, man, we don't want to
Oh.
relive these days.
All right. So, which meal is the best? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? I mean, is this a general consensus between every person in the world?
Breakfast.
It is. It's breakfast for
Brunch and
breakfast,
dinner.
breakfast for
Fun fact,
lunch.
I worked at Bob Evans for 11 years.
Oh, really?
Basically, and I've gone to very high 4-star restaurants, you know, bars. I've been a bartender. I stayed at Bob Evans because they serve breakfast all day. And I knew that you have to be passionate about where you work at to really love it and fit in. And that's really one of the reasons I actually got Bob Evans special touch tattooed on my arm. That's how great they are.
I've never been there before, but I always see the frozen gravy for the
potatoes.
brisket for the biscuits, and I
Yeah.
never have gotten it. But I maybe I'll
It's so
get it
good.
now. I'm gonna have to get it.
It's the best. It's the best restaurant ever. Corporate. Best
There you go.
corporate restaurant ever.
Where's the Bob Evans? Is there any around
the
us,
South.
Mike?
No.
Okay.
Where do you guys live?
We live
Northeast.
up north, so
New
Rhode
England.
Island and Connecticut, but I don't think there's any up here. I always see them
You
in
have to go to
Florida.
Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Ohio.
Ohio is probably the closest to you guys.
Ohio.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're in Florida too, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yep.
Maybe I'm thinking
It's
about something
mostly
else.
East Coast. They're all over the East Coast. They're super big in Ohio. There's a lot in Florida. There's a few in Virginia. There's a lot in Maryland.
Fuck. If there's one around the Fort Lauderdale event, Hollywood, Mike and I will Google it and we'll go to it and we will
Yep.
rate it live on our
I
show.
know. I don't think there is.
Damn
But
it.
there's like, it's funny because I was living in like near Tampa area, and there's like 7 in the Tampa area. And in the Miami area, there's like 0. I'm like, what's up with that?
Oh yeah, there isn't any really near there.
No, I don't think so.
You
I
know,
would know about it because I'm kind of like a weirdo when it comes to Bob Evans and scouting out where their stores are.
Britton Beltran is a Bob Evans connoisseur. We have another
Yes.
question for you from the comment section. Big Ben, back at it again. What's your newest tattoo and where?
Oh yeah. So slow.
Oh shit, that's badass.
I know it covers my whole. The angle is weird, but all right, there we go. It covers my whole left arm, which is my jab hand, which is my very strong, best, perfect hand. So I got it with my name, so you know who hit you.
My strong hand. I saw that Joey got Britain in big bold letters across his stomach. Very big
He
move there.
did. We talked about it. You know what's gonna be funny? I can't remember who exactly did it, but it's so funny how important like our fans and friends are to us because someone sent us a picture and they're like, this should be your new, like, if you had a CD album cover, this should be your picture. And it's like Joey behind me and me with my fists out. And it says Britton Beltran, but it looks like it's tattooed on his stomach. And we always joked about it, like, dude, that looks sick right there. I was like, you should get Britton tattooed like that because that looks really fucking hot. And excuse my language, but he was like, yeah, it does, doesn't it? And we talk about it every once in a while, just kidding. But one day he was like, yeah, I'm gonna make us a tattoo appointment. I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. I was like, cool. Well, I've always wanted to get this. And fun fact, Joey has Beltron on his arm in the same font and letters. So
Oh,
we matched it up to be kind of the same. So it's kind of cool. But he's like, yeah, I'll get Britain on my stomach. I'm like, you're not really going to do it. But that's so cool because that picture is so dope. That I love that picture of us. Is my favorite picture. And he
you
sure
guys
enough did
seem you
it.
guys seem like you're like the perfect couple for real. For nobody really knowing that you two were like getting together at the beginning to where you guys are now and like how happy you are together, it's fucking insane. It is a great love story, and the reality show is probably going to be hilarious too because
Oh, you
you're a
guys are gonna
character.
die.
Your energy and Joey's like laid backness is what it cracks me up because we've talked to Joey a bunch of times at events or on the show. And it's just like you have a different level of energy as him. He fights like a fucking madman, but he's very reserved. Like,
So I'll tell you this. I'm probably saying too much information, but I'm not releasing what the show is. But anyways, I'm running my mouth, right? I'm like, because everyone loves that on reality TV, right? So anyways, I'm running my mouth and getting into it with a few people, and then Joey goes, "Babe, I'm okay," and I'm like, okay. I stopped talking, but it's like it's so cool because we do match each other's energy very well. And I think it was kind of crazy because when we first met, people are like, oh, get a room, you guys are too much, this is gonna die out. And I think now is like the point where you see people are like, they don't say that anymore, they're just like, oh wow, that is Britton and Joey, that's what we expect to see, it's real, and they're all the time 100%. And they're just, just some people are just made to be together,
yeah.
like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. Susan Walker says, is it The Amazing Race? You said it was on a YouTube channel, so it's not The Amazing Race, Susan. I know it's not. And I know it's not Survivor, but I'll tell you right now, you and him on The Amazing Race would be fucking pretty awesome.
You guys would probably kill it.
You guys
Was
probably.
it you guys who asked us if we would kill each other?
We did ask that. We said, how
That's
far
funny.
into the show do you guys think you could win that show or end up killing each other halfway through it?
Yeah,
That's
and remember, I was like, we'll win it all. And Joey was like, oh, I don't know. We might kill each other.
Is it
like,
Naked and Afraid? Are you guys going on Naked and Afraid?
No.
No, that was
It's
the other one that you said too.
Yeah, I still really want to do that as a couple thing now, But anyways, but who knows? But someone sent me today that apparently Netflix has a real life Squid Games coming out.
What?
Like, hopefully they don't kill you in
Yeah,
it.
without killing everybody.
You're
Probably.
dead if you don't do good. You're just dead.
Yep. So that's my next pool. So after I worry about this fight, after the fight, I'm going to invest my time into being drafted into the Squid Games with Joey.
I mean, I love it. And I swear to God, I feel like we could just keep doing this all night. And I really feel bad that we didn't prep a fucking 45 question speed round for you.
Yeah. Next time we will.
Next time we're gonna
Longest
come
speed round ever.
Yeah.
We'll break a record.
We're gonna come correct. We're gonna do nothing but a speed round with Britt and Beltran. We won't even talk about fighting the entire time. We'll bring Joey on and we'll just keep going back and forth asking you guys wild shit.
Yeah, we'll do a 30 for 30 minutes kind of thing.
I like it.
The questions will deal with whatever the fight is. It would be funny. It would be great.
I love it. I love the idea. We love having you on the show and your event on the 24th in June. Guys, if you're not going, make sure you're watching because this event is huge. You got Britton and Beck on there. You got Elvin and Palomino on there, but you also got Jimmy Rivera and HD Davis on there. You got Go on there. You got there's fucking Mike. Who else we got on there? There's such
I'm gonna tell you who we got on there.
Who we got
I'll tell you right now.
Yep.
Yuli.
Oh, Yuli and Richie. Oh my God. Forgot about that one.
That's a big one.
It's huge. It's such a big event. I know that the stars are going to be out that night. I know that fight right there in particular, Mike Richmond's going to be ringside for that one.
I can keep going.
I mean, like, it's a huge event. Everybody's got to go, get the app. If you haven't already, get on Britain's referral code there and help out the Beltran family even more. They're on the right track. They're doing everything right. So you got anything else for us, Britton? You could have a few seconds to say some last words and we'll let you get going.
Oh man, I have too many last words, but no, just thank you to everyone. I'm really happy here, in Miami with my new fam at KO Zone and with Ryan Perez and that whole squad. My husband, Joey. Oh, another, like I said, crazy fun fact is we actually got my daughter. So Paris is down here finishing up camp, and actually another dream come true. I've always wanted my kids to go to just one. They don't have to go to all of them, just one of my fights, just so they could really see what I do. And she will be there. So my daughter will be there the 24th. So that's like very huge to me. So shout out for her coming to all my training and being on the sidelines and watching and cheering. It's been great.
We'll have to get an interview.
Yeah. She would love that too. She's got some great words, but great over at Box R2. I have Recover helping me. The Healthy Kitchen Miami. Big shout out to them because I'm actually having weight cutting issues this time, which is bizarre, but I'm actually having to cut weight. So they're helping me stay fueled and cut the 8 pounds for this fight. And Ray Neff, DM Building out back in California, Wolf Knives. I'm partnering with them for the first time for this fight. So I'm really excited about that. They sent me a bunch of gear and it's really cool. So I'm super thankful for them. So, and if anyone I missed you, I'm super sorry. I sparred a lot today. I worked out a lot today. So I'm putting literally every bit and ounce of my energy into this fight. So hopefully you guys come watch it on the 24th and be impressed with what I've been putting into it.
Sweet. Amazing. Well, thank you very much for everything you said tonight, opening up with us, telling us a lot of things that you didn't even have to say, and always being an open book with us, Britton. You're the best. So you're welcome back anytime, and we'll see you in Hollywood, Florida, huh? Can't wait. Thank you to you guys too. It's like I said, I actually always really look forward to these. So thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. And we'll talk to you very soon. All right. Talk to you soon. Less than 2 weeks.
See you
9 days. 9 days. Let's do this. All right.
Can't wait.
See ya.
See you guys.